Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be making some coated peanuts. So for you to begin, you have to first of all ensure that your groundnut is clean. You guys know I'm all for hygiene when I'm cooking. Ensure that it is clean. Take out every bad nuts. Okay, as you can see, I'm taking out all the bad nuts. Take it out, blow it, ensure that everything that is not groundnut, it is not going to be left inside your groundnut. Now take it to the tap, wash it under running water, wash it thoroughly. Just rub your hands on the nuts as you shake, then run it through a sieve and wash it one more time under running water. Okay, this is just to ensure that you're working with clean groundnuts. Okay, after this you are going to salt your groundnut. So for this recipe I am using 3 cups of groundnuts. I think I'll come back to tell you guys all my ingredients, but yeah, I'm using 3 cups of groundnuts, and then I'm using a teaspoon of salt. So you can see me now pouring in half a teaspoon of salt, right? So I have used half a teaspoon. I have half more left, which I'm going to use as I go along with this recipe. So you just want to rub in your salt into your groundnut. Okay, rub in your salt into your groundnuts, put it on a tray, and then go ahead to sun it. If you do not have like sunlight where you are, you could turn on your oven, heat it up, and then put in your groundnuts there. Monitor it, don't allow it to get burnt or anything. Okay, so you want to, then you could also turn off your oven. After about 2 hours, my groundnut was already well dried. I took it to my pan and then I fried it. You could also oven bake your groundnut, but I prefer to fry it. Now let me tell you something. There are recipes that will tell you that you shouldn't fry your groundnut, but that is very risky, especially after if you soaked your groundnut in water or if you washed it, because you need your groundnut to be dry inside and crunchy. Okay, a lot of people would complain that whenever they try recipes or whenever they make their peanuts, the groundnut is not crunchy. That's because you didn't fry it. So go ahead and fry your groundnut. Do not allow it to burn. Just keep on stirring and stirring and stirring. After about 7 minutes of stirring, you can turn off the heat and just allow the groundnut on the pan to continue to cook with the residue of heat that is on the pan, okay, without leaving your gas on. So here we have our 3 cups of roasted peanuts, we have 4 cups of flour, we have 1 cup of sugar, we have 3 eggs, we have our remaining half teaspoon of salt, and then we have 3 tablespoons of milk, and then we also have some vanilla essence, as you could have seen there. So this is the process. You're just going to create your wet mixture by pouring in your sugar, your eggs, you're going to add in your milk, you're going to add in your vanilla extract, okay, just for that extra flavor. Whatever flavor it is you prefer to use, you want to use that, and then you're going to whisk it together. Okay, ensure that your sugar dissolves properly, mix it up thoroughly, and then we will get into the process. Now we begin our process by sprinkling some of our wet mixture, that's the egg and every other thing. Sprinkle about 2 tablespoons over the groundnuts, and then come in with 2 tablespoons of flour and shake. There's going to be a lot of shaking in this recipe to properly coat your groundnut and ensure that they turn out round. You have to keep shaking the pan round and shaking it round and shaking it round. So I go again with 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons of my wet liquid, and then I go in with 2 more tablespoons of flour. You would have to repeat this a good number of times. I did it about maybe 15 to 20 times. I even lost count. So I did it a good number of times. You have to keep on doing it. When you put in the wet ingredients, you ensure that it goes, you drizzle it all over your groundnut, right? You drizzle it all over your groundnut. I would even say that you should mix it when you put in the wet ingredients, so that the wet ingredient can touch all of the groundnut. That way you're evenly coating. I wasn't doing that, but I think that if you are doing it, you should go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is what our groundnut is looking at like at this point. But I came to realize that I wasn't coating properly because my bowl wasn't big enough. So one tip I'm going to share with you guys, if you're making coated peanuts, please use a very big bowl. Use something that is deep. You can see that I have a lot of flour that is stuck under, so I'm just going to go in and I'm going to use this strainer, and I'm going to separate the flour from my coated peanuts. Okay, I'm going to just separate the flour from my coated peanut. You don't want to have a lot of flour sitting at the bottom of your pan. It's going to make your work even more difficult, and then some of the flour will be lumpy. So you just want to go ahead and strain out and sieve out that flour so that you don't have it there. At some point you'd have to also use your fingers to mold. If you see that they are stuck together, you take them apart. This is the original bowl I had in mind to use when I was making my peanut. I don't know for what reason when I started I did not remember to get this bowl, but at some point when it was getting difficult and I was realizing that my nuts were not turning out as round as I would love them to turn, so we now decided to start using this bowl instead, and that's how the nuts turned out really round. You can see that they look really good. Of course, groundnuts are not round, but yeah, they are almost round. So now you're going to go ahead to fry, and you're going to notice a lot of foam over your oil. It's just like frying chin chin. You want the oil to be hot but not too hot, that once you put it in it starts getting brown and it's not properly cooked. So you want to cook this on medium heat, not very high heat. I think maybe you can start on high heat, and then as soon as it starts cooking, you can go now on medium heat. This is the color you want to achieve. You don't want it to be too brown. With things like this, if it gets too brown in the oil, when you take it out, it will still keep cooking and it will get even darker. So this is what our peanut looks like. It tasted delicious. Try out this recipe, come back, drop it in the comment section and tell us how it turned out for you. I'll be glad to hear from you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.